Imagine living every day with a disease where your own body destroys the cells that keep you alive. Every meal becomes a calculation. Every blood sugar spike becomes a warning. Every day depends on insulin. But now, scientists have done something that sounds almost impossible. They took insulin-producing cells, edited them with CRISPR, transplanted them into a man with type 1 diabetes, and those cells began producing insulin inside his body. Even more shocking? They did it without the powerful immune-suppressing drugs normally required after a transplant. This is not a cure yet, but it may be one of the most important steps scientists have taken toward a future where type 1 diabetes could be treated with living cells instead of daily insulin injections. Welcome back to Infinite Science, where the future is already beginning. Scene 1. The body's broken insulin factory. To understand why this breakthrough matters, we need to start inside the pancreas. Hidden inside this small organ are tiny clusters of cells called islets. Inside those islets are beta cells, microscopic insulin factories. Their job is simple, but absolutely essential. When you eat, sugar enters your bloodstream. Your beta cells sense that sugar and release insulin. Insulin acts like a key, unlocking your cells so glucose can move out of the blood and into the body for energy. But in type 1 diabetes, something devastating happens. The immune system mistakes these insulin-producing beta cells as enemies and destroys them. The CDC describes type 1 diabetes as an autoimmune reaction that destroys the pancreatic cells that make insulin. Once enough beta cells are gone, the body can no longer make the insulin it needs. That is why people with type 1 diabetes often depend on insulin injections, pumps, glucose sensors, and constant monitoring just to stay alive. Modern insulin is life-saving, but it is not the same as having a living, responsive system inside the body. For over a century, the dream has been clear. Can scientists replace the missing beta cells? Scene 2. The old problem with cell transplants. At first, the answer seemed simple. If the body lost insulin-producing cells, why not just transplant new ones? And scientists have tried exactly that. Doctors can take islet cells from a donor pancreas and transplant them into someone with type 1 diabetes. In some cases, those cells can begin producing insulin again. But there is one massive problem: the immune system. The patient's immune system can recognize the transplanted cells as foreign and attack them. That means patients usually need immune-suppressing drugs to protect the transplant. Those drugs can be serious. They reduce immune defenses and can increase risks such as infections. So the old trade-off was brutal. You might get new insulin-producing cells, but you may need long-term immune suppression to keep them alive. That made islet cell transplantation powerful, but limited. Scientists needed a new strategy, not just better cells, cells that could hide. Scene 3. The invisible cell idea. This is where the new breakthrough begins. Researchers in Sweden and the United States used genetically modified donor islet cells in a man with long-standing type 1 diabetes, according to a study published in the New England Journal of Medicine. The key idea was radical. What if transplanted insulin-producing cells could be edited so the immune system would not attack them? Using gene editing technology, researchers changed the cells to make them harder for the immune system to detect. Think of the immune system like a security system. Normal donor cells walk into the body wearing a giant badge that says, "Foreign cell, attack me." But these edited cells were redesigned to lower those warning signals. According to Live Science, the researchers made 3 genetic changes. 2 reduced immune recognition signals on the cell surface, while another increased CD47, a "don't attack me" type signal that helps discourage immune cells from destroying them. In other words, scientists did not simply transplant cells, they gave those cells a form of biological stealth. Scene 4. The transplant. Now comes the part that sounds like science fiction. The modified insulin-producing cells were transplanted into the patient's forearm muscle. Not deep inside the pancreas, not hidden inside some complex machine, into the muscle of the arm. The study was designed to test whether the cells could survive, avoid immune attack, and produce insulin without immune-suppressing drugs. This was not meant to fully replace the man's insulin needs yet. It was a low-dose, early safety and proof-of-concept study. Sana Biotechnology stated that this first-in-human study was not intended to show improved blood sugar control or reduced external insulin use because the patient received a low dose of cells. But the question was enormous. Would the cells survive? Would the immune system attack them? Would they actually make insulin? And the answer was remarkable. Scene 5. The result. After transplantation, the cells survived. They avoided immune detection, and they produced insulin. At 12 weeks, imaging showed evidence of islet cells at the transplant site, and follow-up results showed C-peptide production, which is a marker that the body is producing insulin. Sana later reported 6-month follow-up data showing the cells were still detectable, safe, well-tolerated, and continuing to produce insulin. That detail is extremely important. Doctors often measure C-peptide because when the body makes insulin naturally, it releases C-peptide at the same time. So C-peptide is like a biological receipt proving that insulin production is happening inside the body. Before the transplant, the patient reportedly had undetectable C-peptide. After the transplant, C-peptide became detectable. That means the transplanted cells were not just sitting there. They were functioning. They were responding. They were alive. Scene 6. Why scientists are excited. This breakthrough matters because it attacks one of the biggest barriers in diabetes cell therapy: immune rejection. For decades, scientists have known that replacing beta cells could change type 1 diabetes, but the immune system kept standing in the way. Now, for the first time, researchers have shown that gene-edited insulin-producing cells can survive in a human body without immune-suppressing drugs. That does not mean diabetes has been cured, but it does mean scientists may have opened a door that was locked for generations. A future treatment could potentially involve engineered insulin-producing cells that are transplanted once, survive long-term, sense blood sugar, release insulin, and reduce or even eliminate the need for daily insulin therapy. That is the vision, a living treatment, not just managing blood sugar from the outside, restoring insulin production from the inside. But here is where we need to be very clear. This is not ready for the public. This was an early study involving one patient. The man still needed daily insulin because the dose of transplanted cells was low. Life Science also noted that the case suggests the procedure can be done safely, but further studies are needed to determine whether the cells survive long-term and whether the approach works in other patients. So no, this is not the cure for diabetes today. It is a proof of concept. But in science, proof of concept is often how revolutions begin. The first airplane did not cross the ocean. The first computer did not fit in your pocket. The first insulin treatment did not instantly solve diabetes for everyone, but each one proved something possible. And this experiment may have proved that insulin-producing cells can be engineered to hide from the immune system and survive inside a person with type 1 diabetes. That is why this is so important. Scene 8. What happens next? The next challenge is scale. Donor islet cells are limited. You cannot treat millions of people with cells from donated pancreases alone. So the future may depend on stem cell-derived islet cells, cells grown in the lab and programmed to behave like natural insulin-producing beta cells. Sana Biotechnology said it is applying the same immune evasion technology towards a stem cell-derived therapy, with the goal of normal blood glucose without insulin or immunosuppression. That is the bigger picture. This one patient is not the final destination. He is the first signal, a signal that the strategy may work. a signal that engineered cells could someday become medicine, a signal that type 1 diabetes treatment may be moving from replacement insulin to replacement cells.
For people living with type 1 diabetes, this story is not just about cells, genes, or clinical trials.
It is about freedom. Freedom from constant calculations. Freedom from fear of dangerous highs and lows. Freedom from wondering whether the body will cooperate today. Freedom from a disease that never takes a break. Every person with type 1 diabetes knows the invisible work behind survival. The alarms, the injections, the sensors, the pump changes, the emergency snacks, the midnight blood sugar checks. So when scientists show that insulin-producing cells can survive inside the body without immune suppression, it is more than a medical result. It is hope. Not hype. Hope. And hope is powerful when it is built on real science. Scene 10. Final twist. The most fascinating part is this. The breakthrough was not just making cells that produce insulin. We already knew insulin-producing cells could be transplanted. The real breakthrough was making those cells survive in a hostile immune environment. Scientists may have taken the first step toward creating cells that are not only functional, but protected. Cells that can live inside the body like tiny insulin factories. Cells that can sense sugar. Cells that can respond. Cells that the immune system may leave alone. And if this works in larger studies, it could transform not only diabetes, but the future of transplant medicine itself. Because if scientists can make insulin cells invisible to the immune system, what else could they protect? Heart cells? Nerve cells? Kidney cells? Entire replacement tissues? This may be bigger than diabetes. It may be a glimpse of a future where damaged parts of the body are not just treated, but replaced. This is still early. This is still experimental, but it is real. A man with type 1 diabetes received gene-edited insulin-producing cells. Those cells survived. They avoided immune attack, and they produced insulin inside his body. The cure is not here yet, but science may have just moved one step closer. This is Infinite Science. Subscribe for more stories from the edge of medicine, technology, and the future of human survival. And remember, sometimes the biggest revolutions begin with a single cell.